This week, with Target stores leaving Canada, so are their donations to local food banks. Find out what the Cambridge SelfHelp Food Bank is doing to move forward. And should Waterloo's budget meetings be more transparent?
If it's taxpayers' money, it should all be transparent, and you should be able to see what's going on with your money.
But it is our public right, being part of the city, to be able to be part of those discussions.
Plus, a new indoor baseball facility is opened up in Kitchener. What amenities and services make it a home run? Hi, I'm Devin Flynn.
And I'm Laura Moncada, and this is Spoke TV, your source for local news produced by second-year journalism students at Conestoga College.
Waterloo's new mayor, Dave Jaworski, faced his first bit of controversy of the new year over Waterloo City Council discussing taxpayer initiatives behind closed doors. Jeff Pickle provides more.
The door seems to have shut on the first episode of controversy for new Waterloo City Mayor Dave Jaworski. Problems began for Jaworski when Ward 1 councillor Bob Maven raised specific questions about the city budget, but was told the time to ask specific questions was in closed-door meetings and not during council session.
But a member of the media had asked me, what do you think of budget systems that are closed? And I said, no, budgets are meant to be open and transparent.
The system was adopted to become more efficient, but there is one big problem with this efficient process. It is in clear violation of provincial open meeting laws, which were implemented to stop this very type of meeting from ever taking place. However, instead of digging in their heels, the mayor reversed budget protocol and banned any closed-door meetings when discussing taxpayers' dollars. The City of Waterloo budget is set at $172 million for 2015. Most people agree that that's a lot of money to be discussing in closed-door meetings. The public generally agrees that when it comes to their money, they should be in on the process.
If it's taxpayers' money, it should all be transparent, and you should be able to see what's going on with your money.
But it is our public right, being part of the city, to be able to be part of those discussions.
Councillor Maven is pleased with the mayor's decision, and it appears that in Waterloo City Council, the doors will remain open. For Spoke TV, I'm Jeff Pickle.
Thanks, Jeff. Many families in the area depend on services from the food bank. But what happens when big donors stop supplying goods? Spoke TV's Katarina Costa explains the impact.
Target is doing a lot more than just leaving its employees behind. It's affecting organizations and locals in a big way.
Local food banks can bring more than just food to the table, but with big-time donors leaving the city, it may be hard to sustain what they give to their community.
Sometimes, when you went downstairs and you looked to see what came in from Target, it was things that families probably hadn't purchased if they've been here for a couple of years, probably for a number of years. Grapes and just so many things that families take for granted, I think. I have to be honest, I don't see another store stepping up and taking their place. Certainly we have a couple new grocery stores coming into town, but for them to be able to meet what Target did is probably not likely.
Shipments to the SelfHelp Food Bank of Cambridge are becoming smaller and smaller, leaving freezers and shelves bare and empty.
We received something like 80,000 pounds of food, and that wasn't even a full year that they were in town. And last year, there was well over 130,000 pounds of food. If people are aware that we're losing that amount, there might be another company that might step up and say, well, we can help a little bit more with this, or, and fill in some of those gaps. So we're really hoping that might happen.
Despite the loss, volunteers are staying committed and users are still thankful.
I'm a single mom of one growing boy, and just using the food bank has helped out a lot on my grocery bill. I don't have to buy as much things, so it gives me more money to spend on him.
Not only do they make sure kids have food snacks and infants have diapers, the SelfHelp Food Bank offers a lot more to families in need.
At the food bank, we have a number of different supports: infant nutrition program, a backpack filled with the supplies that they'll require, a partnership with First Books Canada for baby baskets, party packages, and make donations.
For Spoke TV, I'm Katarina Costa.
Thanks, Katarina. The University of Laurier has just joined Kids Help Phone, UNICEF Canada, and the Canadian Diabetes Association by receiving the highest honor the country gives to nonprofit organizations. Here's Candace Agunde with more.
Wilfrid Laurier University is the first university in Canada to receive the Imagine Canada accreditation. This standards program awards accreditation to nonprofit organizations and charities that perform at the highest standards.
To receive accreditation from Imagine Canada, Laurier had to demonstrate excellence in 5 areas: board governance, financial accountability and transparency, fundraising, staff management, and volunteer involvement.
Holly Kegel is the Alumni Event and Project Specialist. She believes that Laurier's efficient and responsive staff management is a big reason why Laurier has received the accreditation.
The staff are so approachable and they're always providing feedback, and I think that's very key. Providing your staff with feedback on a constant basis allows for growth and improvement, and that's exactly what they do at Laurier.
Wilfrid Laurier has a bit of a party school reputation, but university officials aren't worried because they believe that the accreditation shows that Laurier is a credible and trustworthy institution.
Ms. Thompson also states that while Laurier is very proud that they are the first university to receive this accreditation in Canada, they recognize that as a public institution, they have a responsibility to continue to adhere to high standards. For Spoke TV, I'm Candace Agunde.
The Ontario Liquor Act could be facing major reforms that would end the near-century-long beer store monopoly.
Toronto-based company Barsh Craft Beer Distribution is challenging the act that gives the big 3 breweries 80% of the beer store market. The public has previously complained about the lack of choices that Ontario beer stores offer compared to the diversity that other provinces have. The beer store is now commenting on the legal challenge because it is not part of the dispute party. If the lawsuit succeeds, customers may have the chance to select from a variety of craft beer.
February is Mental Health Awareness Month, and at Spoke TV, we try to get people talking. Devin Flynn takes us on a panel discussion on mental health.
Thanks, Laura. This week on Spoke TV, our panel discussion is about mental health, and there's no better time to do so as February is Mental Health Month in Canada. I'm joined with Katerina Costa, Marion De Palma, and my friend Joe Dyke here. I'd like to start the panel with the question of what areas of mental health need the most improvement, and what do you think is stopping us from improving these areas?
Well, personally, I think the issue is more so in the identification of having a mental illness. Often when people go to a counselor, the first thing they want to establish is, do you have a mental illness? I think that's very vital. I think awareness, especially in February, is not so much the issue because they really focus on it in February. And I think what they should focus on is maybe establishing more books, more sites, so that people can refer to those, and kind of like a self-help type thing. It's more confidential.
So confidentiality is like a really big thing, and there are a lot of resources. You know, if you're not feeling comfortable going to a counselor or doing it in a public setting, like you said, sites and stuff. And what you said at the beginning, really identifying what mental health is. Do I have a mental illness? How can I help myself? Or what can I do because I have this mental illness? And really just getting down to the core, what is a mental illness? You know, a lot of people know a little bit about SAD, SAD, or depression, but we don't know what the big picture of mental illness is. You know, what is schizophrenia, what is SAD in depth, what is depression in depth, and is it ongoing? Am I only going to have it for a little while? These are all answers that really need to be answered for especially young people who don't understand what's happening, and even older people who are facing certain things in their life and are now clinically prescribed things to help a mental illness. They don't understand what's going on in depth, right?
All right. What resources are available in the college and in the general community to combat mental health?
Well, the health department at Conestoga offers counseling services, so that's always free and confidential for anyone who just needs somebody to talk to. And even the Canadian Mental Health Association has an office in the Waterloo region, so they're open for anyone to go in, talk to people. They also have a 24-hour hotline if anybody wants to keep it more confidential. They don't want people to see their face, so anything like that.
Yes, here 24/7, that's what you're talking about, and it's a regional-wide hotline, and it just helps the whole bunch of things. It's one hotline that just helps everything, and they have different departments, and they do specialize in mental illnesses, so it's a really good resource for people of all ages. And a lot of other things, like there are smaller groups within the college or within the region that you can meet with people the same age as you, with the same hobbies, and you get to speak to someone instead of a counselor in case you're not comfortable in that setting or you're not comfortable going on the net talking to someone. So seeing someone face to face that is your own age, or
Just to relate to them even.
Exactly, yeah, I think that's a great option too, and there is a lot of that within the region.
Lastly, I'd like to round things up with in February, Bell does a corporate initiative called Bell Let's Talk. Do you think that that's a positive and really good, beneficial corporate initiative?
I think Bell Let's Talk is a great way to kind of raise awareness, especially for young people, on what mental illness is, because you're texting and you're donating and you realize that you're helping a cause, and then you kind of get interested in it, and it just raises the awareness to such a wide demographic, and it's great because you start to engage yourself a little bit more, you want to learn a little bit more, and I think it's a great campaign.
And I think also the fact that it's backed up by Clara Hughes, who's been through a mental health issue herself, so she can relate to the public and she can give her firsthand experience on how people should act if they have a mental illness.
Yeah, and I think the fact that she goes to schools and she goes out in the public and she engages with a whole bunch of different people is a great way also, like getting right into it and doing it yourself instead of just through a website or a book. It's very personal. Yeah.
All right, that's all the time we have, guys. I'd like to thank you guys for coming in. Back to you, Laura.
Thanks, Devin. There is a new place for watching movies, the library. The Queen Square Library of Cambridge is partnering with the National Film Board to screen movies. Spoke TV's Daniela LaRocque finds out more about the partnership.
It's lights, camera, action for the Queen Square Library on North Square Drive in Cambridge. The National Film Board of Canada has partnered with the library to air NFB films. Louisa, an NFB fan, shared her thoughts on why NFB is the better choice.
They cover a lot of topics that bigger budget, big business can't, I guess, and they're not restricted to the timelines that if you're trying to sell it, it's got to be this long for TV or this long for the theater.
This week they aired the movie The Wings of Johnny May. The movie is about the first Inuit bush pilot who, over his 34,000 hours of flight time, has helped rescue dozens of people while escaping death himself. Margaret Dugan, the director of the Idea Exchange at the library, explained why The Wings of Johnny May is special to Cambridge.
Of course, you can get NFB movies here also at Idea Exchange, but it's nice to show them in a group setting, and then we have time after the movie, so if anyone wants to talk about their experiences or what they felt.
This isn't the first festival The Wings of Johnny May has been to. It's also been to the Cannes Film Festival in France.
The movie is 83 minutes long and shares some interesting animation for memories that were never captured on film. To catch the movie yourself, just head online to the National Film Board's website and search for The Wings of Johnny May. For Spoke TV, I'm Daniela LaRocque.
Thanks, Daniela. John Ray Hill has taken over the reins for Deputy Fire Chief. Christina Zavanovic shares more on the situation.
Stop, drop, and roll into the Kitchener Fire Department. Leaving his home and role as Deputy Chief in Cambridge, John Ray Hill has joined the team in Kitchener to take on the Deputy Chief role here.
Station 6, the oldest operating fire station here in Kitchener on Pioneer Drive, has been operating for 22 years.
With over 23 years of experience, Ray Hill will be able to provide the Kitchener firemen a partnership that will have a positive impact in our community. Captain Michael Reinhardt from Station 6 explains the difference in importance between his role and the role of Ray Hill's.
I'm closer to the fire line, if you will, as opposed to the administrative role. I have a bit of administration that I have to do here to maintain the station and keep it running, but I'm also on the front line when we do get the alarm and go into the fires or the emergency situations.
All firefighters alike work towards serving their community with an efficient response time, but they don't just fight fires. Only 2% of calls received are for actual fire-related incidents. The rest goes towards medical issues, vehicle collisions, and some are accidental pocket dials. Rahill and the Kitchener Fire Department do their best to guarantee the public's safety. For Spoke TV, I'm Christina Zavanovic.
The University of Laurier and Waterloo battle together one more time. The Golden Hawks and the Waterloo Warriors face each other in a basketball match. Spoke TV's Long Nguyen has more on the game.
Laurier Golden Hawks women's basketball team ranked 5th in the country, looking to extend their winning streak to 12 games. Standing in their way was their neighbors, the Waterloo Warriors, looking to snap a 4-game losing streak. In a low-scoring defensive struggle, the Warriors held their own against the Golden Hawks, forcing 11 turnovers and keeping the game within reach. But in the end, Laurier showed why they are the 5th-ranked team in the country. Their defense kept Waterloo's offense in check, forcing 15 turnovers, as Whitney Eleanor, Nicole Morrison, and Caitlin Scheck combined for 39 points, leading the Hawks to a comfortable 60-47 win and extending the win streak to 12 games. Laurier head coach Paul Falco explains how his defense stepped up and the problems Waterloo's defense caused for his team tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Waterloo likes to, they have a lot of motion in their offense and a lot of dribble drive stuff, so we tried to clog it up when we could and make those passes difficult inside, and we did a pretty good job of that. But for us to get transition, we have to play good defense and we have to rebound.
Laurier's Caitlin Scheck explains what improvements her team can make to help continue the winning streak.
We are pounding it inside when we need to. We're kicking it out when we need to. We're playing amazing team defense. We're playing as a solid unit, a solid team. So that's really our key to success.
The 5th-ranked Laurier Golden Hawks look to continue their winning ways through their balanced offense and strong defense. For Spoke TV, I'm Long Nguyen.
Thanks, Long. College athletes use the off-season to condition their body so when game time comes, they're in the best shape possible. Glorian Ganza took us through his daily routine. Glorian Ganza is a running back for the University of Waterloo Warriors. We shadowed him for a day to see what players do during the off-season. For the most part, his day is filled with working out, hitting the books, and having some downtime just to hang out. It seems like there isn't much of a difference between the average student and star athletes. They just work out a bit more. A new indoor baseball facility in the KW region seems like a home run for players hoping to train in the off-season. Kate Leahy has more.
There's no doubt that when those gloomy parts of winter come around, baseball players are counting down the days until they can get onto those fresh fields. With a new baseball facility in town, those dreaming days can now be playing days. Playball Academy Canada just opened in Kitchener early this January, and it is the first baseball facility in the area. With a 23,000 square foot facility, baseball teams can now practice close to home. Part owner Trevor Knipe explains.
It allows teams to come in and rent space to do what they haven't been able to do at other places in the past, and it allows them to leave their houses 10 minutes early as opposed to an hour early to go somewhere in London or Guelph or somewhere else, and they just can do it right here in town, and it's handy.
Whether you're younger or older, an amateur or a professional, this facility offers everything from batting cages to an actual indoor field and even an in-house gym. Playball Academy's expectations have surpassed what they predicted and look forward to having a big impact in the community. Team manager of the Tri-City Giants, Sean DeBruin, explains why this facility is helping improve his team.
Here we're able to actually use a real baseball, real bats. We have the pitching cages and hitting cages that allow the players to hit full swing with a real baseball.
Playball Academy is open all year round, and it is sure to be a home run in the KW area. For Spoke TV, I'm Kate Leahy.
Thanks for watching Spoke TV. I'm Laura Moncada.
And I'm Devin Flynn. For more news and information, check us out at spoketv.ca and follow us on Twitter.